We're getting very excited because a lot of news is starting to come out about Warzone 2. First and foremost, we're excited that Infinity Ward is making it instead of the other studios that Activision sometimes swap in to design the game. Not to say that the Black Ops 100-4 game called Blackout was bad, it was pretty good actually. It took the formula that Fortnite had without the god-awful building element and made it into a game that even adults could enjoy. But in every way, Warzone 1 Blackouts kept the core elements but recreated, sharpened, and expanded upon everything else about the game. We're desperately hoping that Infinity Ward could pull off this monumental feat again. We're also praying that if these 5 most important additions to Warzone 2 are not currently present that they are building now, we want them to open the development kits back up, push the release dates back if they need to, and get these features in here. Welcome to Unlimited Gameplay, where we encourage you to share your gameplay on our Facebook page that I'm linking below. Alright, so first thing we need in Warzone 2 is audio updates. This should have been implemented years ago. Instead of listening out for footsteps or wrestling grass, we should be able to hear teams that's moving in on us but talking too loud. Imagine an entire squad being obliterated because 2 bozos on their team couldn't stop arguing with each other. I would love to hear my victim's last words before he dies in real time, not a recording that happened a few seconds ago. We would love the suspense of knowing that we have to stick to our plan and be extremely quiet while executing it, or it'll go to hell. The very first Call of Duty games that I played had a lot of yelling, characters screaming at each other, and human sounds of what real war must feel like. Imagine that type of immersion, but with real actual gamers in your ear. I'll take this feature alone above the others that I mentioned. When you get close to a group, you should hear them talking. Alright, number 2 is face capture. I remember seeing some pretty good face capture tech back on the PS2. Why haven't they continued improving this? In Call of Duty, it would be awesome to see the faces of your friends on your teams of soldiers in either Warzone or multiplayer. I think this alone would minimize team killing, make players focus on objective games instead of just going for kills, and make everybody play more as a team. You and your group will actually feel something horrible in their hearts if their actual friends are being killed in game. Next is console play only. Ricochet does not work. I've come to the conclusion that the only reason to play Call of Duty on PC is to cheat the console players. There's no other reason to play a game this action-packed while sitting in front of your computer monitor in your little dungeon. Console players are so sick and tired of going through an entire half hour of Warzone just to get shot by a wall hacking, aim-botting loser in the final minutes of the game. Crossplay was a great addition to Call of Duty. PlayStation players love playing with Xbox players and vice versa, but no one likes playing against PC players. Infinity Ward should put them all in a Call of Duty lobby by themselves and let them cheat each other to death. They should get kicked out of that lobby if they ain't cheating. Next is city or suburb, but no more jungle environments. We did not ask for or care for Caldera. Godzilla and King Kong in that environment was pretty cool, but the only time it gets good is when you're fighting at the beach property area where there are houses and stores. Once we get into the wilderness, the entire feel of the game goes downhill for most of us. The first incarnation of Verdansk, on the other hand, was excellent before the 80s update. Running through the city streets looking for people trying to snipe you out of windows and off of roofs was the element that made this game a classic. I understand that the number of people playing this game started going down toward the end. I think this was mainly to fatigue. In most cases, bigger is better, but Verdansk sometimes felt a little too big. Tone down the size a little, but keep the elements of the original Warzone and we will be happy. And keep it in the city. Next, I have mixed feelings about the Gulag. It's great to get the opportunity to come back into the game, but unfortunately, winning the Gulag felt a little too much like luck at times. Maybe there should be a little battle royale type of thing, or a Jeopardy style game of intellect. I'd be okay with a very expensive buyback for the rest of your team. Maybe like even more of the price of a loadout drop. Honestly, I don't know what would be a great replacement for the Gulag, but the Gulag ain't it right now. Next is 6 to 8 player teams. This is 2022. Games should easily have the ability to put us in an 8-player team with all of our friends. I understand that it'll be more chaotic, but I'm pretty sure war is chaotic. Portions of Warzone will finally feel like the super epic set pieces that happened in the campaigns. The game will be longer, I know. Watching your friends play without you being able to participate will be even more frustrating, but I think it'll be more of an incentive for you and your team to be very careful with your life. Escort the Payload. Now I know they just put this in there for a little while, but it was a cheap version of it. I don't know why the payload is here or where it's trying to go or why it's trying to get there, but we want to help it get there. We want to drive it, we want to shoot turrets off of it, and we want to protect it. Chop off any long straight street from your battle royale maps and sit a truck at one end and a destination at the other end. A few twists and turns and drive through tunnels will be fine. Maybe get creative and make an armored hospital van taking wounded soldiers through the battlefield to get to safety. All I know is that if it's done right, there's never been a game mode more satisfying than getting a vehicle to the destination within a certain time limit. Update, I'm happy to let you know that Resurgence now has Escort the Payload, and the only thing that is not perfect about it is there are too many players. Get the team count to around 15 and it'll be perfect. Another one is the Destroy the Enemy Base mode. SOCOM of days past had a mode where your team was tasked with running up to the opposing team's base, planting a bomb and getting out of there before it explodes. We want this concept, but to epic proportions. Remember the Die Hard building that you built in the middle of Verdansk? Yeah, building that size with special locations, certain beams and foundations to set charges. Then if our team succeeds, we want to see an explosion on the Battle Royale land that we've never witnessed before. Hopefully there's a way that our guys are still in the building trying to make their way out of it while the structure is crumbling all around them. The day of a pallet of explosives in a little suitcase should be left in 2005. This year, and on systems like PS5, we should be seeing and feeling rumblings and crumblings all around us when a team loses and an explosive base collapses. Next is the end of bugs, game crashings, and network issues. Overwatch, a game that came out plenty of years prior to the latest incarnation of Call of Duty, does not have any of these ridiculous bugs that Call of Duty has. I honestly think that Activision and the developers should have sent out a formal apology about how in Black Ops, Cold War, and Vanguard that there are so many game development issues. It's ridiculous. Next, never go back in time again. My friends tell me that if gamers didn't like World War I and World War II era base games, these companies wouldn't keep making them. I don't know one person who prefers playing with old guns that look like wood and metal drilled together. Everyone I know, including myself, prefer up-to-date games and guns of today and tomorrow. I understand that people don't necessarily want a futuristic space type shooter, and I don't either, at least not in Call of Duty. But let's keep these games from now on with whichever guns have been made available in the last 10 years and whatever guns current commercial technology will be able to make in the next 5 years. If you ask me, I think creating guns from the past is a lazy way to not be creative. Next and most importantly, when it comes to multiplayer, is penalize people for losing. I understand people have tasks to complete in order to get new camos and guns, and I understand that running up your kill count can be fun within itself, but losing should mean something. A lot of horrible gamers are only using the multiplayer feature to spam the XP. I think the losing team should lose XP, camos. This is supposed to be competitive gameplay, right? There's nothing competitive about a guy camping prone behind a wall waiting for people to walk by and not caring if he gets shot or not. They have no regard for grabbing a hard point or securing checkpoints or anything. If they camp too long and their team loses, they should lose the ability to play multiplayer-based games for hours to a day. The stakes should feel high. Rewarding people for escorting their team to a loss makes the stakes very low, and I hate it. I understand that a lot of ADHD and kids on the spectrum play these games, but it's unfair for people who actually want to compete with another team. Thanks for checking out Unlimited Gameplay. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and make sure that you stream your videos on the Unlimited Gameplay Facebook group that I'm linking below. Peace.